It means it's Talking Comics Live with New York Comic Con. I knew Comic Plug would be there waiting. This is our Venom edition because Venom 3 starts tonight. We are going to see it on Saturday. Hopefully Tom Hardy battles Null, and it's a really good movie. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping he transfers into the Marvel Universe soon. So we're hoping that Venom 3 is as good as Deadpool and Wolverine 2 was. But what we do here normally is we look at the comic books we bought for the month. Wearing my Venom shirt, 1990s style Venom shirt. So let's go through. Here is our bag, and at the end you get to pick how much you think we paid. It's a big stack. It's a big stack. So start thinking about how much we spent. Hopefully all of you that attended New York Comic Con this weekend had a good time. I see Brian's out there looking to answer any questions during the live. Yes, and little Stan Lee is with me. We're celebrating Venom tonight. So if you have any questions for me or for Brian, just post them in the comments. Brian will answer them as we go along in our live chat. Yes, that's right. Not only are we live, but we live chat throughout this whole entire thing. So without any further ado, let's look at the comic books that... No, I did not. I wasn't fighting for Spawn comic books at New York Comic Con. We have our New York Comic Con episode will be airing on Saturday at 8:44. It has a very fun ending. That wasn't fun for me, but maybe fun for those of you watching. Kind of sucked for me, but stay tuned. Saturday, 8:44, our New York Comic Con special. We have had a couple New York Comic Con shorts throughout the week, talking about the cosplay we saw, talking about there was an issue at New York Comic Con. There was a Peach Momoka exclusive Spawn comic that was given out by Todd McFarlane. People got into fights online trying to buy them, which is insane. McFarlane was selling signed ones, and they are now selling for $200-$300. So it was an exclusive to New York Comic Con. It has gotten crazy out of price. I was hoping that I would get one, but unfortunately I did not because I don't like waiting on lines. If you saw our special the other day, you know lines are not for me. So let's look at what I bought this week. Not at New York Comic Con. Look, I have my New York Comic Con program. A lot of Deadpool and Wolverine at New York Comic Con, from the time you walked in to all of the costumes to all of the stuff that was being sold. They had a whole booth. Heroes and Villains had a whole Deadpool and Wolverine booth. You would think there would have been more Venom since it's premiering this week, but let's look at what we bought. First up, we'll do some DC. Absolute Wonder Woman came out. This is number 1. Kelly Thompson. Hayden Herman. Thompson is writing. Herman is doing the artwork. I heard that this is really good. Haven't read it yet. Action Comics continues. Action Comics 1072. Mark Waid, one of my favorites, is writing. Clayton Henry is doing the artwork. This is definitely worth a look. If you're not looking at Action Comics, you should be. Also in the back of all the DC Comics this week is Dr. Britt Baker. Their AEW partnership continues. Detective Comics number 1090. Tim Taylor writing. Mikhail Janin doing the artwork. Have a question for all of you out there. How, if Action Comics number 1 is the first comic ever made, why is Detective Comics running longer than Action Comics? Shouldn't Detective Comics be a little bit behind? Detective Comics is at 190. Action Comics is at 172. Some things we'll never know. Oh, that's a good question. Who did the art on the program cover? Cover art by Alessandro Capuccio and Jesus Alberto. There you go. Comic Plug, would you like one? I have an extra upstairs. If you want one, just let me know. Just drop us an email at collectorsconfessions@gmail.com. Let me know if you want a program. I'll send you the extra one I have because you're so dedicated to what we do here. I have no problem mailing you a copy of this. I picked up an extra one. So, The Flash number 14. Simon Spurrier is writing. Yaslo Georgian is doing the art. This is the Mike Deodato cover. It's Flash, so you know I bought every cover. Mike Deodato cover. Ian Bertram cover. Brian, it's a silver foil fold-out Daniel Sampry cover. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. Haven't seen one of these in a long time. I mean, this is like a mirror. Dick Rune did the other variant cover. I just met him at New York Comic Con. Wish I had this in hand before. I would have had him sign it. Guess this has to wait until next year. Most of the stuff I got signed, as you'll see in Saturday's episode, is signed flash covers. Death in the Family, Robin Lives. This is written by J.M.D. Matias, one of me and Brian's favorite writers. There you go. Also, there was a DC free giveaway this week. For those of you that didn't know, AEW's DC comic. That's right, DC and AEW are partners now, and this combines all of the stories from the back of the last couple of issues. Will Ospreay. I don't know if you guys have really been paying attention, but I am a big wrestling fan. Brian is not, and it often comes up. Darby Allin. How Brian doesn't know a lot about wrestling, and I know way more than any 52-year-old should. Halloween, DC Horror presents. This is 1 of 4. Had no idea this was coming out. Looks pretty good, though. Can't wait to read it. Green Arrow 17. This is Legacy issue 350, so it's kind of an anniversary. Joshua Williamson is doing the writing. Chris Condon, the artwork. This series has been fantastic. Williamson is one of the best writers DC has right now. And if you watch our Comic-Con video on Saturday, he has a couple of new things coming out. He is going to be on some new titles, and we talk about this during the episode. Green Lanterns, Dark, #1. Tate Bromble is doing the writing. Werther Del Edura is doing the artwork. Met him also at New York Comic Con. Very nice guy. Signed a couple of comic books for me. This is an Elseworld story. They're doing a bunch of Elseworld stories over at DC again. Happens to be some of my favorite stuff, the Elseworld stories. So, you know enough about McMahon after you watch the recent documentary. Brian is becoming a wrestling fan. We may spin off a I don't know if I lost you, but I went dark for a second. So here is the Halloween covers from DC this week. This week, Superman 19. Kelly Jones is doing the covers. I like these Halloween covers. Next week episode, just so you know, we won't be on at 6. We'll be on at 8 o'clock because of Halloween. We have like 1,200 kids will come to my door, so we'll give up like 1,200 pieces of candy. So we're like working with kids trick-or-treating from 3 o'clock till about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So we'll be on at 8 o'clock next week. Harley Quinn 44. Again, Kelly Jones is doing the covers. Nightwing, number 119. I really enjoy these. Power Girl 14. Leah Williams is writing. Adriana Miko is doing the artwork. And finally, the last DC comic of the week, Zatanna, Bring Down the House, number 5. Mariko Tamika is doing the artwork and the writing, I believe. No, Javier Rodriguez is doing the writing. There you go. Bought a bunch of independents this week. I know there's been some complaints out there that we don't buy enough independent comics. So here are some of the independents we bought. Army of Darkness Forever Ends, written by friend of the show, Tony Fleeks. Arthur Sidem did the cover. He's known for Marvel Zombies, if you didn't know. This is issue 13. This is the final issue. King Kong, The Great War, number 6. Alex Cox is doing the writing. Tommaso Benci is doing the artwork. This has been delayed. This should have came out quite a while ago, and it did not. Universal Monsters from Image, Frankenstein number 3. Michael Walsh doing the writing. Tony Marie Griffin doing the artwork. This has been fantastic. Void Rivals, one of Brian's favorites. Number 13. Robert Kirkman is writing. Look at all those different variant covers. New Alien. That's all of the. There are 4 independent comics this week. Alien Romulus, number 1. Marvel's new Alien series. Zach Thompson is writing. Daniel Pichot is doing the artwork. Looks really good. Can't wait to read it. Gets a little bit gory. I will show you a picture. Little crushed rat there. Conquest 2099 number 2. Steve Orlando is writing. 2099 is back again and in full flare. And here's my favorite issue of the week. Dazzler number 2. Terry Dodson. Pablo Villalobos. Lucas Werner. Here, Pablo Villalobos. Terry Dodson cover. Pablo Villalobos cover. Lucas Werner cover. That's right. I bought all 3 of the covers. I have a Dazzler problem, I guess. Incredible Hulk 19, Philip Kennedy Johnson. This series has been absolutely fantastic. The Incredible Hulk continues to fight some of the Marvel monsters in an attempt to get Bruce Banner back. Iron Man number 1, John Tyler Christopher, negative space cover. I enjoy these. I really enjoy the look of this cover. There was also a Scotty Young variant for this number 1. Werewolf by Night, Red Band number 3. These are bloodier. Next comic book is another independent. I saved it for the end. It's the last comic we're looking at this week. The reason why I saved it was because it happens to be one of me and Brian's favorite comics right now. Written by one of our favorite people. Art by one of our favorite people. We just interviewed them. It's The Pedestrian number 3, written by Joey Esposito, art by Sean Von Gorman. If you didn't catch the episode where we chat with the 2 of them, please go watch it after you watch this. They have been absolutely fantastic on our show. They're 2 of the nice guys. Caught up with them at New York Comic Con. They're great. They're absolutely fantastic guys, man. They're the best. This series is highly recommended by us. It's really different than anything out on the market right now. Pick it up. It's being produced by Magma. We're going to have the guys who run Magma on the show. Actually, next week we are interviewing on Tuesday. It will probably go live in a couple of weeks. So going to have to edit it. The guy who created Boom Studios and recently sold it, he is going to be on our show, Ross Ritchie. We're getting bigger and bigger guys to come on our show. I don't know how we do it, but we keep doing it. People like us. So here are our 5 recommendations. Each week we give... Oh, think about the price. How much do you think we spent this week? Brian, don't comment because you always get me in trouble, jackass. Here are the 5 comics we recommend for last week. We do 1 Marvel, 1 DC, and we do 3 independents. The Marvel is Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing. It's a one-shot, number 1. Check that out. The Marvel is Predator vs. Black Panther, number 3. Series has been absolutely fantastic. I hope they do more of these crossovers. I'm really hoping for a Planet of the Apes crossover over at Marvel. Finally, here are our 3. Brian, listen closely. Here are our 3 independent recommendations. 2000 AD Sci-Fi Special number 1 is being produced by Rebellion Comics. I'm not sure how long this is going to go. I think this one is a one-shot, but hopefully if it does well, we'll see more of them. I know a lot of you are 20,000 AD fans. We definitely do not get enough Judge Dredd in our lives right now. Next one is Hexiles number 1. It's by Mad Cave Studios. The reason why we're recommending this one is Cullen Bunn is writing it. He is one of the best writers out there. Joe Baccardo is doing the artwork. Pick that up next week. And finally, Power Rangers Access the Morphin Grid number 1. It's a one-shot, and the reason why it's by Boom Studios, and the reason why I'm recommending this one is because it's written by 2 of the stars of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. David Yost and Walter Jones are writing some stories in this. So it's the actual Power Rangers. Yeah, it's a long title. It's the Power Rangers Access to the Morphin Grid number 1 one-shot. They are writing it. They have never written it before. Actually, Yost has written a couple. Check it out. It should be fantastic. Before we go, I picked up a couple of other things this week that were pretty cool. Funko did a Superman the movie figure. It looks like it's in a VHS box. I couldn't pass it up. I'm hoping that they do one from each movie, and I'm going to stack them up like their old videos. And my kids bought me the mini Funko Pop Superman. So we picked up a lot of stuff this week. It was Comic-Con week. You got to see all the stuff that I bought on Saturday at Comic-Con. Make sure you watch our episode on Saturday. It's fun. Make sure you watch our past episode on Tuesday. I traveled to Alaska to look for a comic shop. That was a lot of fun too. As always, thanks for watching. I have to say both lines because Brian's not on here. Love what you collect what you love. We'll see you next week. Remember, our Halloween special. I'm glad you enjoyed the crazy Alaskan video. It was a lot of fun to make. Next week we're on 8 o'clock, not 6 o'clock, because it's Halloween. And, I got to give candy out, all right? So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, guys. Bye-bye. See you next week, 8 o'clock.